Welcome, everyone, to the January 2nd,
Recording in progress.
2024 Board of Aldermen meeting. Would you please join with me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? Flag of the United States Republic for which it stands. Roll call, please.
Alderman Plufka.
Here.
Alderwoman Tice.
Here.
Alderman Weggie.
Here.
Alderwoman Sims.
Here.
Alderman Lockmiller, absent. Alderman Gould.
Here.
Alderwoman Harder. Here. Alderman Erger, absent. 6 of 8 members are present.
Great, thank you. Bring us down to item 3, agenda approval. Are there any changes or questions about the agenda? Any objection to approving the same by acclamation? Seeing no objections, it will be so approved. Thank you. Let's move down to item 4. That's a public hearing. And that's a public hearing for the lot consolidation, conditional use permit, and site development plan for Larch, St. Louis. Paula Kilcoyne, Executive Director of Larch, has submitted lot consolidation, conditional use permit, and site plan approval for an adult daycare facility and group home at 9445 and 9441 Litzinger Road. And with that, I will gavel open the public hearing.
Good evening, Whitney Kelly on behalf of the City of Brentwood. This is the actual CUP. This came before us for the text amendment to allow for adult daycare in conjunction with or without a group home. So Larch has now submitted for their CUP. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval at 7-0, based upon the conditions listed in the ordinance. So, and the applicants are here if you'd like to ask questions.
Do we have any questions? And again, we will take this up for a first read later on at tonight's meeting.
I just want to let you know that my daughter-in-law is on the board, so I will have to recuse myself from asking questions or voting.
Anybody in the public care to address the board on this topic, on the public hearing?
No one has their hand raised.
Okay, so with that, we will close the public hearing section of the meeting and move on to citizen comments. Now's the time of the meeting. If you care to address the board, now's the time to do so. We ask that you just come to the podium, state your name and address, and you'll be given up to 3 minutes. Nobody?
No, sir.
Okay. Move on to mayor and alderman reports. First up is the mayor. I really don't have anything other than Happy New Year to everybody. And we had the close of the filing period for the election coming up in April. As you know, folks to my left are all up for election, as well as Sharon. And that's it. So we have 5 on the ballot in April. Nobody decided to run against them, so they are all running unopposed. So congratulations to all 4 of you, 5 of you. You have the privilege and the honor of serving the city for 2 more years. So congratulations. And 1 more for you. You get to do this again in April of 2025 because you like to do it so much. So that's it for the mayor's report. Bring us down to Alderman Plufka.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Are we, okay, so I'll let Nancy take care of this. We have a Ward 1 meeting this month, and that's my report.
Thank you.
And the Ward 1 meeting will be on Tuesday the 9th, a week from tonight, at 6:30 p.m. at the Community Center.
Thank you. Alderwoman Sims.
We will not be having our January Ways and Means Committee meeting. So look forward to seeing everyone in February on that one. That's it.
Alderman Weggie.
Public Works on January 11th at 6 p.m.
Thank you. Alderman Gould.
Yes, our Ward 1 Ward 1. You guys said Ward 1. Got me Ward 1 thinking. So Ward 3 meeting is normally on the last Tuesday of the month, but we are shifting it, I believe, to the 31st. Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
So 31st. So that's a Wednesday at 6:30 at the Rec Center.
Great. And Alderwoman Harder.
Report.
Wonderful. That drops us down to item 7, City Administrator Report. Brentwood Bound update. We have no update. Gets us down to the consent agenda, under which we have 5 items. Are there any questions about any of these items or any requests to remove any of them from the consent agenda? If not, the chair would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Plufka.
Yes.
Alderwoman Tice.
Yes.
Alderman Weggie.
Yes.
Alderwoman Sims.
Yes.
Alderman Gould.
Yes.
Alderwoman Harder.
Yes.
Motion carries by a vote of 6-0.
Thank you. And we have no old business because we took care of everything at the end of last year. Brings us to new business. We have two items. The first up is Bill number 6484. Can we get a first read by title only, please?
Bill number 6484, first reading, an ordinance repealing ordinance numbers 2725, 3132, and 3398, and authorizing a new conditional use permit and site development plan for an adult daycare facility and group home at 9445 Litzinger Road for Larch, St. Louis.
Thank you. Whitney?
Good evening again. I'm available for any questions. A number of the conditions included basically just cleaning up the site regarding traffic and parking, site-related issues. The P&Z did recommend lowering the pitch of the roof so it fit in better with the rest of the adjoining neighborhood, which the applicants have agreed to. In fact, they agreed to all of the conditions within the staff report and within.
Whitney.
Yep.
Sorry. So,
Closer to you than
but if you have any questions,
Okay.
here to answer. Yeah.
Do you have any questions from the board? And again, we're just doing a first read for this tonight, and so we will take this up. The final reading will be at the next meeting, the January 16th Board of Aldermen meeting. Okay,
I have
yeah. I'm
one
sorry.
question real quick. So this only goes through P&Z, doesn't go to ARB, correct? 'Cause it's a-
Correct. P&Z reviewed it. Two of the members that are on
Right.
ARB are on P&Z, so they didn't feel it was necessary. They essentially did the recommendations based upon what they would have done at the ARB meeting.
Okay.
But since it's a CUP, it only went to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay, great. And that's a good reason that the ARB members are on P&Z now, so.
And following up on that, we are working on those, the guidelines for both
Right.
the residential and the commercial area. We had a meeting last month, start the process on that, so. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. We'll see you on January 16th. Brings us down to Bill number 6485. Can we get a first reading by title only, please?
Bill number 6485, first reading, an ordinance amending the Brentwood Property Maintenance Code pertaining to the obligation to maintain vegetation within adjacent right-of-way.
Thank you.
Hi. So this was brought before the Public Works Committee. When we do code enforcement, maintaining the right-of-way wasn't clear within the city ordinances. We generally reference 3 other sections, and while most are in compliance, when they're mowing their front yard, they generally include everything, but we have had a couple of instances where a resident has refused to do so, so the city has had to go out to do it. Therefore, we wanted to clean up the various sections into one section under the property maintenance code.
Alderman Plufka.
Correct. No, I didn't get that. Yeah.
Pull that information if you want.
That's okay.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. Thank you, Whitney. We will take this up for a second read also on January 16th. That brings us down to, wow, we're flying. Brings us down to citizen comments. Anybody in the public care to address the board? Once again, this is now time to do so. You'll be given up to 3 minutes. All we ask is that you come to the podium, state your name and your address.
No one has their hand raised at this point.
All right, thank you. We do have a request to go into closed session pursuant to RSMO 610.021 subsections 1, 2, and 12. Can we get a motion to that effect?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Plufka. Alderwoman Tice.
Yes.
Alderman Weggie.
Yes.
Alderwoman Sims.
Yes.
Alderman Gould.
Yes.
Alderwoman Harder. Motion carries by a vote of 6-0.
Thank you. All right, we will see everybody in the conference room.
Record.